welcome back to Farang Cuisine. My name is Grant Huber, and as promised, I've got another video for you here today. By request from Sarah Romano, she wanted to learn how to make pad thai. And when we think about Thai food, especially Americans or foreigners, pad thai is the first thing that comes to mind. It's a little bit more difficult than the Thai carrot salad that I made for you before. About 2 or 3 years ago, I did a video with pad thai, which is the stir-fried basil and pork, which is also a fairly simple dish. This one is a little bit more complicated, but it's mostly just because there's more ingredients. So let me go over some of the ingredients with you, and I'll show you how to make pad thai. So this is what we've got. Pad thai is traditionally made with what they call sen lek, and it's a thin, flat rice noodle. So you're going to have these, and what you do is you get them dry, and I'm going to use about a half of a package of those rice noodles, and you're going to rinse those in water and let them sit in warm water for about 10-15 minutes until they start to loosen up, but they're still a little bit firm. Okay? And then we've got our vegetables and other ingredients here. We've got, you can use shallot. We're going to mince the shallot or red onion. 3 cloves of garlic. We've got some Chinese chives or scallions, however you want to call them. Some nice bean sprouts. A firm tofu. They call it hard tofu. We have an egg. And we've also got, again, if you saw the video with the carrot salad, we've got the roasted ground peanuts. And we've got some chicken. I'm going to use probably around a half to a third of this chicken breast. They don't really put a lot of meat in their dishes in Thailand. Okay? And we have some canola oil or vegetable oil, whatever you want to use. In Thailand, a lot of the times they use soybean oil. So we're going to use a little bit of that for stir frying in the pan. And what I like to do is with my chicken, when I cut it up, I like to just put a little bit of soy sauce and fish sauce in there and let it kind of marinate while I'm cutting up the rest of the ingredients there. Okay? And then we've got our good old pad thai sauce. Now, you can buy pad thai sauce in an Asian market or something like that. Every once in a while you might find it in the grocery. It's okay. It's not too bad, but it's not the best. What I do is I make my own homemade pad thai sauce, and I'll put a link to a website that actually gives a really good description and recipe for how to make your own pad thai sauce at home. One thing I would say is sometimes it is difficult to find the ingredients to make this, just because of the fact that traditionally it's made with palm sugar, which you can substitute brown sugar. And also it has a tamarind paste. You have to make a tamarind water or from tamarind paste or tamarind sauce, which can be difficult to find. I found it at a Indian grocery nearby my house, or you can find it at an Asian market, something like that. So let's start cutting up our chicken. So what I like to do is I'll take my chicken here, my chicken breast, and I will cut it lengthwise here first. Okay? I'll set this aside. And then we're going to cut it in nice thin strips. About this thickness, so it stir fries up nicely. So we're going to cut that all up. I'll use half the breast in this recipe because I need my protein. Pad thai is an amazing dish. I love it so much. I'll eat it a lot of times for like breakfast or as a snack, really. But it's got a little bit of sweetness to it, which is nice. You can have spiciness in pad thai. You can add what they call prick bone, which is basically the chili pepper flake. And when you do that, it's okay. But I like my pad thai regular traditional style, not spicy. A lot of people don't have much spice or put much spice in their pad thai, although I do like spicy food. Okay, so we have the chicken set aside here, and I'm going to put that soy sauce and fish sauce on there and kind of just let it sit there. And what I do is I just kind of melt it together here. That way it gives a nice little flavor when you bite into the chicken. It's not just a regular dull chicken flavor. Okay, so we have our chicken cut up, and that's going to marinate while we're cutting up the rest of our ingredients here. So what we're going to do is, I have this small red onion, and I'm not going to use a lot of this. I'm going to use half of this small red onion. It's probably going to be about minced about, I'd say maybe 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of minced red onion. It doesn't have to be super fine, just cut it up. The trick with stir frying is that you want to have most of your ingredients cut fairly small, because everything is done very, very quickly when you're doing stir fries. So you want everything to cook nice and quick and get that meal out on the table as soon as possible. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take our firm tofu here. And again, Asian grocery, you can get that. And you don't need too much of this. I'd say a slice about this big is okay. Maybe if you want to do a little bit more, you can do 2 slices like that, but it doesn't have to be a lot. And then you're just going to cut that into small slivers. Okay? Now we can just put that right here with my onion, because we're going to put that in the pan at the beginning. All together, it's going to be the shallots and the tofu and the garlic. So we have 3 bulbs of garlic here, or cloves of garlic here. And we're just going to cut those up nice and fine. Again, mince those up, because again, we want these to cook up real quick in that frying pan. And what you do in Thai cooking, a lot of times they put like their garlic and chili peppers, or their garlic and onions and chili peppers, or whatever they have like that, in the oil first. And that's what they cook in the oil first, because what that does is it infuses all the oil with those flavors. And then when you start cooking the rest of your ingredients, it coats everything in that nice garlicky and onion flavor. So we're going to chop this up nice and fine here. That's pretty good. I mean, it can be fairly rough mince. It doesn't have to be super small, because you don't want your garlic to burn up in that oil right away, but you do want it to cook pretty quickly and infuse those flavors into the oil quickly as well. Alright, so then we're going to take our scallions. Now for pad thai, you don't really use the white parts here, so you're going to cut that off. And you can set that aside for later if you want to put it on something else. Okay, so I like to cut them small like that and then set them aside. And then I'll use them on garnish later. So I'll set that aside, and I'll garnish the top of my pad thai with that. And then when you're cooking the pad thai, you want it to be a little bit bigger. So about 1 inch or so is fine. Cut those up. And set that aside here. Now, if you don't know how to roast or grab the peanuts, you can watch the Thai carrot salad video. I explained that a little bit there. I have some of my coffee here. Okay. Pumpkin spice coffee is back at Wawa. That's what I'm drinking. Okay, so we have our noodles. They've been soaking. The chicken is sitting in this fish sauce and soy sauce mixture. Again, you don't have to do that. I just like to do it to add some flavor. We've got our shallots cut up, our garlic cut up, our tofu, our scallions. Everything is good to go. We've got our bean sprouts here to put in there a little bit later. So why don't we move on to the stove here, and I'll show you how to fry it up. Okay, so here we are at the stove. We've got our pan nice and hot, and what we're going to do is we're going to add our oil to the pan here. Okay? It's very important that your pan is nice and hot. So we put that oil in there and let it get nice and hot in that pan there. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our shallots or red onion, the tofu, and then the garlic. So we're going to put that in there. When you hear that sound, you know that the pan is nice and hot. And again, what that will do is we'll infuse the oil with all that great garlic and onion flavor, and it'll firm up the tofu a bit there. Okay. When you start smelling those garlic aromas, you don't want to burn your garlic, so when you start to smell that, then you're going to put in your chicken there. Okay. I'm going to cook that chicken down so it's just about done, and then you can start adding the other stuff because you don't want your chicken to be overcooked. What you can do to help speed up the process, you can add a little bit of water. Okay. Chicken's getting there. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of my pad thai sauce just to kind of flavor that up a little bit with the pad thai flavor. And then I will add my drained rice noodles. I love pad thai. It's so good. And out in Thailand, you can get pad thai for so cheap. It's about 20 baht or 25 baht, some stands out there, shrimp or chicken, whatever you want. I'm going to add another, say 2 tablespoons of that pad thai sauce. And 20-25 baht is like, I don't know, something like 70 cents, 80 cents, something like that. So cheap. Okay, so now while that's cooking down a little bit, I'll set this stuff aside. I'll put my egg in there. Scramble up the egg, keep moving until it's all cooked up and in chunks there. And then what you'll end up doing is you'll fold that into the noodles. Getting close there. So once that's basically scrambled egg like that there, then you can fold it into your noodles. So we'll come out of the pan there. Okay. Now I'm going to put in my scallions or chives, whatever you want to call them. I like to put a little peanut in there first, and we're going to top this with some peanuts too. I like to put some inside the pad thai as well. I'm going to add a little bit more water and sauce just to moisten it up a little bit. Okay. Smells good. That's about it. So now we're going to plate this up. We usually serve it with some scallions on the side and some lime and a little bit of bean sprout there. I'll plate this up real quick. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll add some of our peanuts on top there. Some of our bean sprouts and our scallions. And there you have it. Pad Thai. So again, thank you very much for watching. If there's any type of dish that you'd like to try or try to learn or watch a video on, I'll make one up for you. Just send me a request in the comment section on YouTube or send me a request on Facebook. Again, don't forget to go to gofundme.com/grants5bar. So if you find these videos interesting, don't forget to check out my gofundme.com account. Again, I'll have the link below. And if you have any problems finding these ingredients, I will put a link also below for a website called templeofthai.com that you can mail order things. They have tons of different recipes and tons of different ingredients that you can order online. They have pad thai kits, they have recipes on how to make your own curry paste, all of that kind of stuff. So keep cooking and enjoy your Thai.